Finovasta. Finance. Innovation. Wealth.
Okay, I want you to take a quick second and think about the smartphone sitting right next to you. Or, hey, maybe you're even holding it in your hand right now. We use it to chat with friends, to shop online, to get work done. But quietly, right behind the scenes, that little glass rectangle is literally revolutionizing the global economy. From the way we buy our morning coffee to how we plan for retirement, technology is fundamentally changing the very DNA of finance. So today, we're decoding FinTech. We're going to move way past the basic buzzwords to explore the invisible architecture that powers our daily transactions, and we'll dig into the hidden risks that are reshaping the global economy. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by decoding FinTech, look at exactly how it works, and explore the major types out there. Then we'll compare FinTech against traditional finance, weigh out the benefits and the risks, and finally, we'll take a look at the future of money. All right, Section 1, Decoding FinTech. So FinTech, it is exactly what it sounds like, right? Financial technology. But at its core, it's really all about using tech to create, improve, or fully automate our financial services. The ultimate goal here is friction-free finance. It's about taking those bulky, old-school legacy systems and transforming them into agile, accessible digital tools. We're talking about making your financial services incredibly efficient, vastly more convenient, and totally accessible, all without you ever having to step foot inside a physical bank branch. Moving on to Section 2, how it works. I want you to imagine you're using an app on your phone to send $20 to a friend for your share of a pizza. The moment you hit send, this absolutely incredible sequence of lightning-fast steps happens completely behind the scenes. First, you've got biometric authentication. Your phone scans your face or your fingerprint just to make perfectly sure it's really you. Then, almost instantly, Step 2 kicks in, API communication. These application programming interfaces act kind of like digital translators, securely passing your request straight to the banking systems. Simultaneously, Step 3 happens. Fraud monitoring uses complex machine learning algorithms to analyze your entire transaction history in literally milliseconds to ensure nothing suspicious is going on. And finally, Step 4, the balance update. It reflects instantly for both you and your friend. I mean, what used to take days of paper processing now happens before you can even put your phone back in your pocket. Which brings us to Section 3, major types of FinTech. First up, the robo-advisor. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates how FinTech has totally democratized Wall Street. Instead of paying hefty fees to a human stockbroker, you just punch your investment goals, your time horizon, and your risk tolerance into an app. And from there, sophisticated algorithms automatically build and manage a diversified portfolio just for you. Complex investing has essentially been simplified for the everyday person. Next, we have InsurTech. Look, if you've ever had to file an insurance claim, you know for a fact it's historically been this tedious, paper-heavy nightmare. Well, InsurTech completely digitizes the whole shebang. Now you can buy a policy online in minutes or submit a claim simply by snapping a few quick photos of a fender bender. Artificial intelligence can then instantly assess that damage in milliseconds, rather than you having to wait weeks for an adjuster to show up. And rounding out our rapid-fire definitions is RegTech, or regulatory technology. Financial institutions operate in a heavily regulated world. So instead of armies of lawyers manually checking through endless files, RegTech steps in. It uses automation and big data to handle massive volumes of mandatory compliance. Everything from verifying identities to stopping money laundering dead in its tracks. Now, hang on just a second. I actually want to pause right here, because looking at all this new tech usually brings up one massive burning question. Is FinTech just another word for cryptocurrency? The answer to that is a definitive capital letter no. So the crucial point is this. Cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, they're just one slice of a much larger FinTech pie. They're parts of FinTech for sure, but they are not synonyms for it. The FinTech ecosystem includes banking, insurance, lending, and so much more way beyond just digital coins. All right, let's jump to Section 4, FinTech versus traditional finance. So traditional finance heavily relies on physical branches and sluggish paper-based workflows. FinTech completely flips the script with digital platforms and instant cloud automation. But, it's not actually a fight to the death here. The two worlds overlap a ton today. Traditional banks are literally spending billions to become tech companies themselves, while nimble startups very often rely on that established banking plumbing just to function. Section 5, Benefits and Risks. The benefits we're seeing are incredible. Convenience and speed, obviously huge. But the true triumph of all this is accessibility. Think about how a smartphone acts as a node connecting outward to the whole globe. Mobile platforms are promoting crucial financial inclusion for millions of people in developing markets who completely lack traditional banking infrastructure. Suddenly, just having a basic smartphone gives someone access to a savings account, a line of credit, and a real way to start a business. That's a massive deal. Now, what's really interesting about this is that we absolutely have to weigh those benefits against some stark risks. Cybersecurity is obviously a massive target, but all this ease of use creates brand new psychological risks too. If an AI system is built on flawed data, it fundamentally unbalances the scales, which leads directly to algorithmic bias. Furthermore, when trading stocks becomes as gamified and easy as playing a video game on your phone, it really fuels impulsive, overconfident behaviors based on hype rather than actual solid research. Let's move to our final topic, Section 6, the future of money. The future trends here are absolutely staggering, particularly when we talk about AI and what the industry calls embedded finance. Imagine having your car or your favorite shopping app integrated directly with financial services. Soon enough, you won't even realize you're using them. Whether you're booking a ride or ordering takeout, the payment, the financing, even the insurance will all happen completely and visibly right in the background. As we wrap up today, it's vital to remember this really insightful takeaway from our source data. It says, technology makes investing easier, but it does not automatically make investing safer. That democratization of access we talked about earlier, it absolutely demands a much higher level of digital literacy and caution from all of us. And that brings us to our final thought. FinTech gives you more tools, more data, and more access than any generation in human history. Technology can perfectly categorize your spending habits, it can automate your savings, and it can forecast your entire retirement. But at the end of the day, it cannot make the final choice for you. In an increasingly automated world, who makes the final decision? You do. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer on FinTech, and I challenge you to look at those financial apps on your phone just a little bit differently today.